Have you ever felt deeply ready for change? Well, another part of you feels terrified to let go of who you've been? Because transformation sounds exciting until the subconscious mind realizes that growth often requires identity change. And identity work is emotional because the subconscious mind is designed to preserve familiarity. Even when the familiar version of you is exhausted, unhappy, anxious, or stuck. And that's exactly what we are here to discuss in today's Mindful Monday. Now, if it's your first time joining us, feel free to type in the comments where you're coming from, any questions or comments you do have, and any topics you'd like to hear more about in the future. Also, you want to make sure you stay till the very end of the video to find out how you can receive some free gifts, including a hypnotic recording on releasing limiting beliefs. For now, getting back to our topic. People think that self-sabotage means laziness or lack of discipline. But often self-sabotage is subconscious protection because your nervous system asks the question in your mind, if I change, will I still be accepted? If I become more confident, will people judge me? And if I outgrow old patterns, will I lose connection? If I succeed, will I become unsafe emotionally? And these fears are usually subconscious in nature. That's why people can consciously want growth while emotionally resisting it at the very same time. Because part of the nervous system still associates familiarity with safety. Even painful familiarity. This is why identity level healing matters so much. You cannot sustainably create a new life while subconsciously clinging to an outdated identity. And one of the most powerful NLP, neuro-linguistic programming that is, concepts is this: your identity shapes your behaviors. If someone sees themselves as unworthy, or anxious, or invisible, broken, incapable, not good enough, their nervous system will unconsciously reinforce behaviors that match that identity. And not because they want suffering, but because then the subconscious mind prioritizes consistency. And healing often requires grieving old versions of yourself. The overworked version, the anxious version, the people-pleasing version, the hypervigilant version, the version who survived by shrinking down. And today I'd like to guide you through a hypnotic process designed to help your nervous system safely begin stepping into a healthier identity. Not by rejecting yourself, but by evolving compassionately. So, getting settled in for our demo here today, let's begin by taking a slow, deep breath in, and very slowly exhaling it out. You can sigh if you want, and if you are in a safe place to do so, go ahead and allow your eyes to close now. Just imagine yourself walking down a peaceful path, and as you walk, you begin leaving behind emotional versions of yourself you no longer need to carry. There's old fears, old identities, old limitations, old survival patterns. And ahead of you, you notice a future version of yourself, waiting peacefully. A version of you who emotionally feels grounded, confident, calm, authentic, safe within themselves. Notice how they breathe, how they move, how their relaxed nervous system feels inside. And imagine walking towards them slowly now, as though your subconscious mind is becoming familiar with this new emotional reality. And this future version of you smiles gently, as though reminding you, you no longer have to survive the same way. And imagine this future version placing a hand over your heart, as though transferring calmness into your very nervous system, confidence into your body, safety into your subconscious mind. And silently repeat, I allow myself to evolve. I release outdated identities. Growth is safe for me. I trust the person I am becoming. I no longer need to stay small to belong. And notice the nervous system beginning to soften around growth itself, as though change no longer feels threatening, but freeing. And imagine yourself 6 months from now, more emotionally grounded, more confident, more aligned, peaceful. Not because you became someone fake, but because you finally stopped abandoning yourself. And allow this realization to settle deeply now. And as you continue breathing comfortably, notice the future version of yourself still standing before you, calm, grounded, confident, and authentic. And perhaps what stands out most is not what they've gained, but what they've released. They've released the constant self-doubt, the need for approval, the fear of being judged, the pressure to be perfect, the belief that they had to earn their worth. And because they've released those burdens, they move through life differently, with more ease, more confidence, more self-trust, more freedom. That's right. And imagine yourself becoming curious. What would it feel like to stop carrying the identity that you have outgrown? Not because that version of you is bad, not because that version of you failed, but because that version of you helped you to survive. And now you're ready for something more. And imagine that behind you are old labels, labels that may have followed you for years, perhaps labels others gave you, maybe some you gave yourself, things like not good enough or too sensitive, too much, not enough, anxious, broken, unworthy, invisible, whatever it is. Imagine seeing each one written on a small stone. And one by one now, you gently place each stone down. No struggle, no anger, no resentment, just gratitude, because each label once served a purpose, but it no longer defines who you are becoming. And with every stone you place down, notice how much lighter you feel, how much freer you feel, how much more space exists inside of you. And now imagine standing at the edge of a beautiful bridge. Behind you is the familiar version of yourself, the version who carried old fears, old limitations, and old survival strategies. And ahead of you, on the other side of the bridge, is your next chapter. Now, it's not a perfect version of you, a real version of you though, a grounded version, a confident version, peaceful, a version who trusts themselves, a version who no longer needs to shrink in order to belong. And slowly, begin walking across that bridge now, one step at a time. And with each step, notice yourself releasing old beliefs, releasing old stories, old fears, old expectations. And with every step forward, you feel more aligned, more and more empowered, connected to your authentic self. And as you reach the middle of the bridge, pause for a moment, turn around, and look back at the version of you who got you here, the version who survived difficult moments, that version who kept going, the one who did the best they could with the tools they had at the time. And rather than judging them, offer them gratitude. Gratitude because without that version, you would not be standing here today. That's right. And imagine saying thank you. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for helping me survive. Thank you for bringing me this far. And now I lovingly release you. I no longer need to become you again. And notice how powerful that feels. Because healing is not rejecting your past. Healing is honoring your past while no longer living from it. And now continue walking across the bridge toward the future, toward possibility, expansion, toward freedom. That's right. And as you step onto the other side, imagine a beautiful golden light surrounding you, a light representing your future identity, your future confidence, your future peace and self-trust. And allow yourself to step fully into that light, as though every cell in your body is beginning to memorize this experience, this feeling, this way of being. Because the subconscious mind learns through repetition and emotion. And right now, you are teaching it something new. You are teaching it that growth is safe, expansion is safe, and visibility is safe. Success and authenticity are safe. And most importantly, being yourself is safe. Now imagine yourself 6 months from today. Notice where you are. Notice how you carry yourself, the way you speak to yourself internally, and how differently you respond to challenges, how much trust exists within you, how much less energy is spent doubting yourself. And ask this future self, what do I need to remember most right now? And simply listen. Allow whatever message comes to emerge naturally. And trust it. Receive it. Let it settle into your subconscious mind. And before we finish, take a moment to acknowledge something important. You are not becoming someone new. You are becoming more fully yourself. You're not abandoning who you are. You are releasing who you are not. You are uncovering what has always existed beneath the fear, beneath the conditioning, beneath the self-doubt, beneath the limitations. And that authentic self has been there all along, waiting patiently, waiting for permission and for safety, for trust. And today you've begun giving yourself that permission. And silently repeat in your mind, growth is safe for me. Change is safe for me. I trust who I am becoming. I release outdated identities. I release old limitations. I welcome expansion. I welcome possibility. I welcome confidence. I welcome authenticity. I allow myself to evolve. I trust my future. I trust myself. And allow these words to settle deeply into your subconscious mind, knowing that every small step forward matters. Every act of self-trust matters. Every moment of courage matters, because transformation does not happen in one giant leap. It happens through hundreds of small moments where you choose growth over fear, again and again. And every time you do, you strengthen the identity of the person you are becoming. Now take a final slow and easy breath in, and exhale it out with a sigh as you return your awareness to the room, allowing your eyes to open whenever you are ready to do so, bringing back with you a deeper sense of self-trust, a deeper sense of possibility, a deeper sense of alignment. That's right, feeling grounded, calm, and present, feeling connected to the future that is already beginning to unfold here today. And remember, you do not have to stay loyal to versions of yourself that were created in survival mode. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to expand. And you are allowed to become the person your heart has always known you could. Now, if you'd like a free recording and some other free gifts, then simply type the word mindful in comments or private message me the word mindful, and then follow the link, which I'll then put in. If you'd like to work one-on-one to rewire your mind even deeper, I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at unwindthemindllc@gmail.com and check out the website at www.unwindthemind.com. Until then, trust the process, train your mind, and keep breathing into your power. Have a wonderful Mindful Monday.